Simply Full, the Audiobook, Part 2. Addiction. Addiction has been described as the inability to act on one's own behalf. In other words, not being able to act on the healthy choice that we know is available. Why would we choose an unhealthy choice such as eating when full, when the healthy choice, to simply stop when full, is seemingly readily available? Well, we are out of control. The healthy choice is impossible to make. The craving to eat when full is so strong that the compulsive eater cannot stop eating, even if she wants to. Not beating yourself up over sometimes being out of control around food is part of changing this. Another part of changing our inability to stop when full is to know that what drives us to eat when full is the unconscious, sometimes conscious, urge to suppress our emotions. It is like two urges are going on at once. One, the urge or compulsion to numb emotion and eat when full, and two, the urge or healthy desire to stop eating but risk feeling uncomfortable emotionally. When we stop when full, without actively addressing the emotional issues, or at least being prepared to feel difficult emotions associated with some problem or dilemma in our life, then we are left high and dry with those difficult emotions. Ease comes directly through pinpointing and resolving the emotional issue. We can start by asking ourselves, what emotion is this? And given the fact I feel this way, what would I like to do now? So, even if it usually feels like you have little or no control over your habit of eating when full, just bear in mind that on some level it is indeed a choice, and that you are in the process of learning how to make another choice. What we are doing in learning how to lose weight this way is learning how to regain control over when we stop eating. We do this by asking, what feeling is this when we have the urge to eat when full? This question, what feeling is this, acts like a knife cutting the cords that would pull us into eating when full. This question immediately disperses the fog of the semi conscious automatic dysfunctional behavior of eating when full. Again, ask yourself, what feeling is this? Even as you are spooning into your mouth food you know you are eating when already full. Persist with the question, what feeling is this? And it is through repeatedly practicing this that you can be more in tune with the specific emotions that drive you to eat when full and develop the ability to stop when full as you actively consider other ways to deal with those emotions. So cease any self so cease any self-condemnation for being out of control. That very phrase, out of control, has very negative connotations. It is more conducive to changing dysfunctional eating habits to view eating when full as simply a choice we made when we felt we had no choice. Once our skill at being able to handle our emotion increases, the urge and even uncontrollable compulsion to eat when full because of them diminishes. Once our skill at being able to handle our emotions increases, the urge and even uncontrollable compulsion to eat when full because of them diminishes. This, to me, is a dissolving of withdrawal symptoms. Many people think that withdrawal symptoms simply cannot be avoided, and only in time they fade, or we learn to bear them. Learning to bear them with extreme discomfort. However, in my own experience, when I have learned to handle my emotions in healthier ways, the cravings and withdrawal symptoms either greatly reduce or disappear altogether. Alternative means of coping. In my own journey, I have sought out and practiced many healthy alternative means of coping. Rebirthing, a form of breath work, has been a big healer in my life. The work of Byron Katie, back flower remedies, sound healing, affirmations of Louise Hay, books on positive thinking, all of which I throw your way as suggested tools to see if they resonate with you. I also encourage you to seek out your own healthy alternative means of coping. They will come in the form of that which you are interested in, fascinated about, and are drawn towards. So, discovering, paying attention to, and involving yourself in what interests you is not frivolous. but essential to living a contented, healthy, and fulfilled life. We do not tend to overindulge in anything when we are basically at ease with life, on top of our emotional stuff, and involved in pursuits that interest us as much as time, resources, bank balance, and improvisation allow. I cannot stress enough the importance of doing what you love as a necessary part of what combines together to create a life free from eating when full and being overweight. Being involved in what you love, to me, is creativity. Often we feel we do not have the time to be creative, or we feel we have too many outside pressures from work or family to adequately devote time and finances to what we love. So, if challenging times occur or are the norm, I've discovered that just knowing that it can all go in my favour is a great belief system to operate from, for we truly are like computers running a program. Our thoughts and what we believe to be true about ourselves really is the program that runs our life over and above outside circumstances. Just the other day, I watched a pair of beautiful large buzzards with such a large wingspan that they sailed majestically, while smaller birds flap frantically or cannot even reach those heights. The thought came to me, look, it is the same air current, it is the same sky in which all birds fly, but these two, with such grace and beauty, soar like they are lord and lady over all that is below. It is your positive, follow your heart perspective that gives you your huge wings to ride the air currents of life with grace, whereas negative, fear filled perspectives shrink your wing size, creating difficulty and effort. I further thought these majestic birds are supported by all that is around them, the land, the trees. So too in life, all that is around you can support you. Look at what you have and where you want to go. The circumstances can grow into part of the journey that gets you there. Through a change in your perspective, a change in the thoughts you are believing about a situation, person, or place, you become a blessing to yourself and that situation, person, or place just by your attitude and presence there. You can leave difficult situations and difficult people if you need to. You can, once you are coming from a place of integrity, not domination or bullying or being a victim, more easily glean what you desire from that situation, person, or place with a positive perspective. Solutions appear. Solutions appear that are of benefit to all concerned, and a win win situation becomes the norm in your life and in the lives of those around you. Not without its challenges, but you again will rise above those challenges. Use those challenges or something within the challenge to your advantage in some way. Through increased awareness of your situation, you are more easily able to leave anything, anyone, or any habit behind. And inner strength is already there to make any change you need to make, to follow your very own heartfelt desires. The bottom line is, if you are in an abusive situation, leave. Creativity. What is creativity? It's to be engaged in that which brings you joy. To ask yourself, what would I like to do now? Is to invite creativity into your life in a very real way. And it is a partner in healing the habit of eating when full. The other partner in healing the habit of eating when physically full is feeling feelings. This, in no uncertain terms, is the road to true and lasting slimness. Intuition replaces cravings. As our prompting into action mechanism, intuition replaces cravings. Our cravings tell us to eat when full, drink alcohol, or smoke. Our intuition can guide us to the healthy alternatives. This is the shift we are making as we give up eating when full. Consider this. It is the craving to eat when full that is the unhealthy prompt to the unhealthy action of eating when full. So now we are endeavouring to ignore that prompt as the unwise choice that it is, while we gain practice in turning to the healthy prompt into action by asking ourselves the aforementioned questions. What feeling is this? And given the fact I feel this way, what would I like to do now? And we can do this at any time, not just when we feel the craving to eat when physically full. I remember in my 20s, I could literally feel the pain of heartbreak in my chest when a cherished relationship was falling apart. My way of coping was no longer eating when full, but unfortunately, for 2 years, took up smoking again in order to numb the pain, but all while I asked myself, how can I resolve this? We ask the questions, life gives us the answers. I felt strongly that I had to leave my then boyfriend, and eventually I did. Then one day a friend handed me a book, Women Who Love Too Much by Robin Norwood. This book showed me how addiction occurs in relationships. The other person, wishing and hoping they will change, becomes your addiction. Like all addictions, it serves the purpose of being a huge distraction from our own unresolved emotional issues. So, in coming back to addressing my own unresolved issues, some of them old, half forgotten hurts and wounds, and using rebirthing breathwork, positive thinking, immersing myself in books I loved, and attending a Women Who Love Too Much support group, I was able to both quit the smoking and heal my codependency. Let's look at the importance of feeling our feelings. Feeling your feelings can heal you. Feeling your feelings enables you to step out of any addiction. Feeling your feelings means being in touch with yourself. Feeling your feelings means your emotional energy is moving and healthy. Feeling your feelings means you do not suppress how you feel. Feeling your feelings means you do not dump your emotions on others through yelling, shouting, or making them cry. Feeling your feelings points to thoughts you are thinking, making you aware of whether or not they are serving you well. Do you know what feelings cause you to binge? For one person, it might be anger and stress. For another, it could be fear and boredom. I often say that eating when full is our means of coping with a life with which we are not yet fully satisfied. And as we stop when full, thus feeling our feelings more intensely, our feelings too may be telling us just that we are living a life with which we are not yet fully satisfied. So, our task here is to change our perspective on our life whilst working towards altering and changing those aspects of our life that we can alter and change, even in small ways. Taking even tiny steps towards altering and changing one aspect of your life can be tremendously fun, healing, and exciting, revitalizing, and can renew you in the shifting winds of positive, self inspired evolution. Feelings. Feelings are there to be felt, challenges are there to be resolved. Our constant goal is to feel feelings and resolve challenges, not live a life devoid of feelings and challenges. Although a problem free life may seem tempting at times, there are no riches in a life devoid of feelings and challenge. There is no growth or expansion in a life devoid of feelings and challenge. Strength, wisdom, contentment, inner and outer riches all come from resolving difficult feelings and challenges. And as we master the fine art of resolving, we are also healing our weight problem. Many people believe that self acceptance will magically appear once they get slim. But the harsh reality is, many of us have become slim, only to realize that our self acceptance is still at a critically low level. So, if being slim doesn't automatically make us more accepting of ourselves, then what does? Well, self acceptance is a frame of mind, and like all frames of mind, is dependent on our thoughts, how we think about ourselves, positive or negative, condemning or understanding, forgiving or blaming. Therefore, your mind is the source of your self acceptance. End of part 2. Simply Full by Sophia Bothwell, available from Amazon, page 28.